we got to make sure the personal side's right first, right? Yeah. So when it comes to business funding, talk to me a little bit about why is having good personal credit essential?
Yeah, so for most time, when we're trying to get big limits, right, they're going to ask you to do what's called a personal guarantor.
Okay.
So when you go in these banks and you're trying to get these business credit cards for high limits, they're going to look at your personal credit too. So if your personal credit is bad, it's more than likely you're not going to be able to get approved. So we got to take care of that first. So we got to make sure we got both together. So when it comes to personal credit, it has to be built properly how the banks want you to build it. If it's not built how they want you to build it, then you're not going to be able to get access to the high limits. So a lot of people may see the small limits like $500, $700, $1,000, and they wondering, well, why can't I get these high limits?
Right.
Most of the time it's because the credit report is not on point. And we got to stop looking at the credit score. So I have seen people, I got a 750, why am I getting declined? Or why am I getting $500? It's because you're not building out the personal credit side properly. So the banks care about the report, not the score. So we got to always remember that.
Got you. So let's talk a little bit more about the report. If I don't know nothing about credit, right? What does my credit report need to look like? Because like you just said, it's not about the score, it's about the report.
Yep.
What does the proper credit report structure look like in order for me to go get that bag? Talk to me about that.
So this is how I position mine. So I would say you need to have less than 10% utilization on your credit card.
Okay.
So a lot of y'all got to stop maxing out these credit cards. We got to pay our personal debt down.
Right.
We got to have multiple different accounts. But different accounts. So you can't go in the bank and have just only one type of account. You gotta have different. So what I mean by that is we can have some credit cards. We can have maybe like an auto loan. We can probably have some installment loans, store cards, secure cards, or mortgage. Whatever we gotta do, we gotta get different type of account, which makes the mixture good, which make it stronger.
Gotcha.
Okay, so then you gotta have history. So some of us may have just started credit, or some of us don't have accounts that's been open for long periods of time.
Right.
So you need accounts that's been open for long periods of time, or we can utilize different strategies to enhance our history as well. We can't have no negatives. So some people think they can slide by with a little medical bill that's $80. No, you can't. We don't need no collections, no derogatory marks, no late payments, no bankruptcies, none of the negative things. The banks does not like anything negative. So let's just put ourselves in a position before we even go into banks, to even, try to apply with something bad on there. Let's clean slate. So you got a clean slate, you got 10 accounts, you got less utilization, and then less inquiries. So they don't want you to have over probably 2 inquiries, 3 inquiries. If you want to keep it below 3 inquiries, you're going to be in a good spot too. So if you can position your credit report like that, that will put you in a good position to now go get the bag.
So now on the building out side, right? We know what a properly structured credit report is supposed to look like, right? But let's say I'm trying to figure out, all right, man, I want to build my credit report out even more because you were suggesting 10 accounts, right? What are some different accounts that I could apply for to really bolster my credit report to make it as strong as it needs to be?
Got you. So the ones I like to do, the number one I like to do is the rent. So Rental Karma, Boom, and Rent Reporters. This will allow you to get an account that you can backdate. It's better to get accounts that you can backdate off the bat to get put on your credit report than something that's brand new. So I like to use those. I like to use installment loans with different companies. So the one we like to do, a pledge loan with Navy. So that's my favorite one. Navy will allow you to put your own money in the savings accounts and then get a loan with the bank. And then you can use their money to now establish a $1,000 account. But what we do is we take the money from Navy. We pay it back off 90%. Now you got 90% paid off. Installment loan reported on your credit. So that's like another type of account. And we got multiple different credit unions that allow you to do that as well. So we got the normal ones, credit builder ones, Credit Strong, Kickoff, and things like that you can utilize too just to be able to start building it out properly. Some other good ones we do, we can use authorized user trade lines too if we need to, we was talking about history earlier. So if you got a parent, you got a friend, a cousin, a grandma, somebody that got good credit, we can start adding people on as authorized users to credit cards so that you can be able to gain history as well. But it's a lot of different type of accounts that we can get to build to be able to build out our report as well.
The biggest risk that most entrepreneurs take is trying to build a successful business without funding. But that risk is a reality for 1 out of every 3 entrepreneurs because their personal credit isn't where it needs to be in order for them to access that capital. Now, the truth is you can close the gap between where your business is versus where you want it to be by leveraging business credit. But if your personal credit report is poor, 99% of banks and lenders are going to deny you from doing so. And I should know, because a couple of years ago, I leveraged my personal credit report to get funding from Chase to start my company. And now that very same company, Takeoff Financial, is serving entrepreneurs just like you that are looking to restore their credit to get access to 5 to 6 figures in funding. So if you want to go from risk to reward, click the link above or below this video to schedule your free consultation so that we can restore your credit and put you in position to access capital to build the business of your dreams.